Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, you're looking at $1 million worth of fentanyl found right outside of Lincoln.
Plus, with midterm elections right around the corner, why some Democrats are keeping their distance from the president.
Inflation is just another kind of step for us. I feel like the past 2 years has really prepared us for being creative.
But first tonight, how businesswomen here in Lincoln are finding ways to succeed during times of inflation. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Megan has the night off. This week is National Business Women's Week.
So I spoke with a Lincoln business-owned woman about the struggles hitting everyone right now and how they are able to push through. Inflation hits all businesses in different ways, but there is help out there. Goldenrod Pastries in Lincoln has been open since May of 2015. The owner shares she's learned a lot over the years, including how to be a successful businesswoman.
Over the past 2.5 years, we've really gone through a lot of things as a country, as a world, as business owners. It's been a lot of just jumping around, and there has been a lot of pivoting, whether that's curbside orders, online orders, shipping cookies for the first time. Inflation is just another kind of step for us. I feel like the past 2 years has really prepared us for being creative.
Goldenrod is unique, as on one side it's a bakery, and as of a few months ago, they added Goldenrod Grocery on the other side, providing food and household items.
The cost of all of our goods are going up, and in the retail side, there are strict prices. This is what I pay, this is what my customers pay.
With the bakery, it's not as straightforward and often harder to find a way to raise prices in a way that all customers understand.
Unfortunately, in business, there's some sacrifices that you have to make, and with the rising cost of our raw goods in the bakery, unfortunately, there are some costs that we just have to eat, no pun intended, but we're really having to take a step back and look at how much the costs really are rising for us on the back end to see how that will impact our customers.
Angela says she feels lucky to be in the Lincoln community with such good customers.
We've been so lucky in the Lincoln community to be successful, and I have looked at friends and colleagues, peers who are in other cities and have weathered the past 2.5 years and haven't been as lucky. And I just feel so lucky to have Goldenrod Grocery, Goldenrod Pastries in Lincoln, and to have such a supportive community.
For other women-owned businesses across the state, there is free assistance and guidance available to you through the Grow Nebraska Women's Business Center.
Through my partners, through the Nebraska Enterprise Fund, and then a lot of community partners that we have just in general, I'm able then to connect those clients to the resources that need in order to thrive.
Now, the Startup to Success Conference is tomorrow at the Abide Center. There will be other women-owned businesses and owners there, as well as organizations wanting to help you succeed. Information on how to register can be found on our website, klkntv.com. It's also National Teen Driver Safety Week, and Lincoln Police say it's a reminder to tell your teens to stay safe behind the wheel.
Studies show teen drivers only represent about 5% of licensed drivers in the state, but they were involved in nearly 15% of crashes back in 2020. Teens were also involved in 31% of crashes using a cell phone and 11% of all crashes involving alcohol.
Don't be afraid to talk with your kids when they're learning how to drive. They want to hear from you. They're looking to you as the experienced driver to help encourage them in what they do when they go on the road. And if you don't feel they're ready, then let them know you don't feel they're ready to practice a little more, and that's okay.
Ordner says when it comes to having the conversation with teens, parents should remind them that driving is a privilege and takes a lot of responsibility. He says most cell phones have a do not disturb feature you can turn on while driving, and no text is worth your life. We're going to have more on the story coming up tonight on the news at 6 o'clock. Now to today's crime alert. An Omaha man is behind bars for being in possession of more than $1 million in fentanyl.
The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office says 39-year-old Luis Salazar was caught speeding on I-80 just east of Lincoln and was en route to York when they stopped him. He agreed to search of his car, and that's when deputies say they found a backpack containing 60,000 pills of fentanyl. Authorities say that's a street value of more than $1 million.
Good bust. Fentanyl has become a huge problem, and one pill contains enough fentanyl to provide 10 lethal doses.
Sheriff Terry Wagner says the pills were marked M30 to mask them as Oxycontin pills. Salazar is currently in jail for possession with intent to deliver narcotics. In other crime news, a scammer impersonating an attorney tried to steal money from an 89-year-old woman.
He told her her grandson was in jail and needed bond money. He then told her to take out nearly $7,000 in cash and mail it to Philadelphia. Well, the woman dropped the money off at a post office here, and soon after, her grandson called, and well, he was just fine. He wasn't in jail. The woman was able to go back to the post office, and she did get her money back. And it's not just scammers on the phone trying to get our money, right?
There's also online predators. 1 in 3 Americans have been victims of cyber attacks. Channel 8's Danielle Kaiser spoke with Homeland Security investigators about the dangers of staying connected online.
We have seen an increase in victimization toward children, especially since COVID. What we are finding is that people are more connected to their internet than they have been in the past. Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, dozens of social media platforms where the younger generation is now involved than they have been in the past.
Scott Titus of Homeland Security Investigation says knowing how hackers could target you is step one.
A lot of these criminals, whether it's sexual exploitation or any other crime of victimization, utilizes those opportunities to target them. They oftentimes will befriend them, pretend to be somebody that they're not, whether it's somebody their age or a little older.
He says many parents overlook these areas of victimization when dealing with their children.
Once that individual uses the social media device's anonymity to befriend them, then they oftentimes utilize that opportunity to exploit them.
Titus explains parents shouldn't be afraid to check on children's social media, as cybersecurity safety could start with them.
Trust, but check. Trust that they're doing the right thing, but check their devices every once in a while or check their social media accounts and make sure they're not into a situation that they don't know how to get out of.
Reporting in Lincoln, Danielle Kaiser, Channel 8 News.
Time to check in with Rusty in your first forecast. I don't know about you guys, but I think it turned out to be a very nice fall day.
Was this morning okay too? I mean, that was
a little chilly, right?
A little chilly, yeah. We had temperatures that were pretty close to the freezing mark once again for many spots. 32 in the capital city, 35 in Omaha, 34 in Hebron. But you go a little further west and it was a little warmer, some 40s out there in Broken Bow and Holdridge, and then just below the freezing mark towards areas like North Platte, near 40 in McCook. But high temperatures, look at this, lower, middle, and upper 70s, and even the 80s out there. 80 in McCook, 82 in Ogallala, 83 in Chadron looks to be the hot spot so far, but 77 in the capital city for the high today. Just a few high clouds out there from central to eastern Nebraska. Outside, you can see those clouds on Shones Roofing Cam and Beatrice. That's South Street and Perkins. Just those high clouds, and that's keeping our temperatures probably away from the 80s for today. But 76 degrees right now in Lincoln, 74 in Grand Island. Still those 80-degree temperatures for the western half of the state. A little bit of a south to southwest wind for some of us. It's at 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. Not much wind across the entire state. By 6 p.m., I think we'll drop to around 71, 62 degrees by 8 p.m., and 57 degrees by 10 o'clock. We're looking at temperatures over the next few days that are going to be maybe near record highs. We had record lows just the other day, so now we're looking at record highs for the weekend. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. The midterm elections are less than 3 weeks away now, and President Joe Biden is back on the campaign trail. This time he's in the battleground state of Pennsylvania.
He was touting his infrastructure law and his support for Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman. But it comes at a time when some Democrats are keeping their distance from the president. ABC's Im Nguyen tells us why.
President Joe Biden in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, touting his bipartisan infrastructure investments at the Fern Hollow Bridge, which collapsed in January.
Pennsylvania's been able to repair Fern Hollow Bridge in less than a year. And by Christmas, God willing, we'll be walking. I'm coming back to walk over the sucker.
The president also joining Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman at a fundraiser for one of the most competitive races in the country.
John, thank you very much for running. I really do appreciate it.
It's a move few Democratic candidates have dared to do, as Biden's approval ratings hover at 42.5%, according to 538.
So this is a marked change for Fetterman, who has really avoided the president.
That avoidance seen in some Senate candidates like Georgia's Raphael Warnock and Wisconsin's Mandela Barnes, who have both kept their distance from Biden, though are now welcoming former President Obama to their state in the coming weeks. Back in Pennsylvania, polls have Fetterman slightly ahead of his opponent, Republican TV doctor Mehmet Oz, who accused Fetterman on Fox's Sean Hannity's show of being soft on crime. Oz also calling out Fetterman for previously criticizing fracking, which is prominent in some parts of the state.
That's insulting to people who are making their living in that area. It actually destroys communities.
Wednesday, Fetterman, who suffered a stroke 5 months ago, got a clean bill of health from his doctor, who said the candidate no longer needs to abide by any restrictions on the campaign trail. He's recently been giving longer speeches attacking his opponent.
Oz doesn't care about Pennsylvania.
Fetterman and Oz are scheduled to face off in their first and only debate next Tuesday, just 2 weeks before Election Day. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up, some daycare workers are in jail, accused of terrifying small children.
The story plus a look at your forecast coming up after the break.
Sewing sure is a
Now to some disturbing video out of Mississippi showing a daycare worker in a scary mask scaring young children. 5 employees of that daycare are facing charges now and are due in court.
ABC's Morgan Norwood has reaction from parents who want those workers held accountable.
The 5 daycare workers allegedly responsible for this video showing an adult wearing a scary mask and terrifying small children now facing charges.
We started looking into the case to see, what facts there were out there to corroborate that video and kind of where that might lead them to pursue criminal charges.
According to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Sierra McCandles, Oceana Kilburn, Jennifer Newman, and Cheyenne Shelton face 3 felony counts of child abuse. Tracy Huston is charged with 2 misdemeanors, including a simple assault charge against a minor. It all stems from an incident where you can see a daycare worker wearing a Halloween mask, appearing to intentionally scare the children. At one point in the 2-minute video, even chasing and grabbing a toddler. Caitlin Johnson says her 2-year-old son is still showing signs of trauma and hardly sleeping through the night. She had this message for the arrested daycare workers.
I hope you're enjoying jail, and I hope you realize what you've done is serious and it's not a joke and it's nothing to laugh at.
The owner of the center, who hasn't been charged, says she wasn't aware of what was happening, adding that the behavior of the workers is not tolerated. The sheriff hoping others might think twice before pulling a similar stunt.
Just the attention that's been given to this at this point might keep something like this from happening, or people to look into what's going on, in their daycare facilities.
A grand jury will meet next year to decide whether there's enough evidence to indict those former workers on felony charges for that case to move forward. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Probably no surprise, but the drought monitor still has, well, we need rain. That's the long and short of it. What happened is the extreme and the exceptional, actually, those areas got bigger. It now encompasses most of north central and northeast Nebraska into central and eastern Nebraska, and the southwestern corner exceptional. That's this darker red, and that even the extreme goes into portions of the panhandle. But almost the entire state is at least severe for the drought. But keep in mind, we barely saw any snow over the winter, and then this spring and summer, not a whole lot of rain either. So we're not alone. Kansas, almost all of Kansas, at least 3/4 of it is in the extreme to exceptional. So is Oklahoma, and that moved down into Texas. So we're not alone. But goodness, I really hope we start to see some rain or snow. I mean, whatever it takes. Low temperatures today, we're in the upper 20s, lower 30s for much of eastern Nebraska, middle 30s to around 40 for central Nebraska, Grand Island, Hastings at 40 and 41 degrees. Penner Bathing Solution Cam in Aurora has plenty of cloud cover and temperatures mild, 75 in York and Aurora, 74 in Grand Island, 76 in Lincoln. Comfy temperatures. It's above average by about 10 degrees, and it's about 10 to 12 degrees above where we were 24 hours ago. So 12 degrees warmer in Lincoln and Beatrice, 11 in Omaha, 15 degrees warmer, one of the warmer spots in Omaha. And we're not alone either. Most of the state anywhere from 5 to 10 or 15 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. And not a whole lot of wind. Usually when we warm up this much, it's because of some gusty south wind at 40 miles an hour. Not the case. It's out of the south and west at 5 to 15. A few high clouds streaming through. I think these clouds kept most of eastern Nebraska away from those 80s today like western Nebraska saw. But there's this big warm front. Now that's going to keep us on the warm side as we head through Friday. This is Friday afternoon. Very warm. Looks like we'll be warm on Saturday. Could see some record highs in some spots Saturday afternoon into Sunday. But look what's churning away. This low pressure system is once it ejects out of the Rocky Mountains, this is what could happen. Happens every year, at least once or twice, once in the spring and once in the fall. Stormy, strong to severe storms in eastern Nebraska and snow in the western half of the state. This will go away rather quickly Sunday night, but by Monday morning, could see a significant amount of snowfall in portions of the panhandle. It will stay out there, but getting to be that time of year. Forecast for tonight, temperatures between 40 and 45 degrees. We'll go 44 in Lincoln, mostly clear, mild. Southwest wind at 5 to 15. We'll try for 80 tomorrow. I think a lot of us in the upper 70s, but some of us might get to that 80-degree mark. Lincoln, Beatrice, Fairbury, and Hebron in the lower 80s. So mostly sunny and warm tomorrow. Northeast wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's just the beginning too. 84 on Saturday. That's about 5 degrees away from a record high on Saturday, and 87 degrees would be a record high. The old record is 84 degrees in Lincoln on Sunday. Those strong storms going to be possible on Sunday. We'll just keep watching that because early models are hinting that we could see that cold front spark some severe storms Sunday. Just where they're going to happen, though, it could be west of Lincoln, could be east of Lincoln, it could be right near Lincoln. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Scattered showers possible on Monday and much cooler. Look at that, almost a 30-degree drop from Sunday to Monday, and then temperatures hovering around that 60-degree mark for much of next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. A down day on Wall Street today. The Dow dropped 90 points. NASDAQ was down 66. The S&P slipped 29. Here are your numbers. We'll be right back.
As the sun's coming up, we're here to help you.
A true rags to rescue riches story has garnered a growing following on social media as a rescue dog gets a new leash on life as a fully decked out super cop.
Jeremy Roth has tonight's. Take a look at this.
For a cop dog on the front lines, walking the beat can be rough. Thankfully, this one has a lot of support, not only from his brethren in blue, but his thousands of followers on social media. To be fair, Corporal Oliveira of Brazil's Rio de Janeiro military police isn't so much hounding the bad guys and making collars as he is making inroads and fostering relationships in the community. His story isn't all doggy treats and squeaky chew toys, though. He was found by an officer near his police station, abandoned, injured, and hungry in 2019 before being groomed into a lovable law enforcement mascot with his shades, badge, uniform, and even a teeny tiny doggone gun. Oh, for crying out loud. Corporal Oliveira is now one popular officer of the law with some 120,000 Instagram followers and counting. Watch infrastructure authorities protecting and serving Kentucky residents bid a retired bridge bye-bye with a big bang. The Spotsville Bridge in northwest Kentucky came crashing down after 9 decades in service to make way for a brand new bridge already in operation. Locals reportedly flocked and gawked at the truss takedown, and can you blame them? I mean, who doesn't love a good splosion? And while one relic went down, another resurfaced. Drought conditions in the Mississippi River recently revealed a 19th century shipwreck that archaeologists believe to be a trading vessel built in 1896. With drought conditions worsening, who knows what other sunken treasures may soon be revealed. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Rusty, we always say, take advantage of those warm days, but these really might be the last warm days we get before. I saw that S word on that forecast you gave.
Snow in the western half of the state. This happens every year where you see snow on one side of the state and warm temperatures and severe weather on the other side of the state. That may happen Sunday, something we'll keep a close eye on. But 80 degrees Friday, 84 Saturday, 87 degrees on Sunday, all way above average. Look at that wind though on Sunday, a south wind at 20 to 40 miles per hour. So while it will be hot, it'll also be very windy, and then that chance for thunderstorms rolls in Sunday night into very early Monday, something we're keeping a very close eye on.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
DQ chicken strip basket? I want in on that. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch, fries, Texas toast, and DQ chicken strips. Let's get delivery at DQ.com.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.
The Stanley